Story 1. The engine hummed softly as I navigated the darkened highway, the only source of light coming from my car's headlights. It was the kind of night that made your skin crawl, where even the wind seemed to whisper eerie secrets. I was on my way back from a long road trip, exhausted and longing for the comfort of my own bed. That's when I saw her. She appeared out of nowhere, standing at the edge of the road, her eyes gleaming in the pale light. I slammed on the brakes, heart pounding, as her figure loomed closer. Her face was a mask of sorrow, her body drenched in a tattered white gown that billowed in the wind. I couldn't look away, mesmerized by the otherworldly aura that surrounded her. "Help me," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the howling wind. I hesitated, unsure whether to trust my instincts or flee from this spectral encounter. But something in her eyes tugged at my conscience, urging me to unlock the door. As she slid into the passenger seat, a chill permeated the air, seeping into my bones. "Where to?" I managed to ask, my voice barely above a whisper. "Anywhere," she replied, her tone devoid of warmth. "I just need to get away." The car sped off into the night, and the eerie silence settled between us, broken only by the occasional creaking of the old leather seats. I stole glances at her, trying to comprehend the strange energy that enveloped her. Her gaze remained fixed on the desolate road ahead, her expression a haunting mix of sadness and desperation. As we drove, the surroundings morphed into a labyrinth of gnarled trees and mist-covered fields, casting long shadows that danced across the road. I couldn't shake the feeling that we weren't alone, that unseen eyes were watching our every move from the darkness. Goosebumps prickled my skin, and I turned the radio on to dispel the suffocating silence. Static crackled through the speakers before a faint, melancholic melody filled the car, its haunting tune weaving through the night like an ancient lament. The woman beside me remained unfazed, her gaze fixed on the road as though she were searching for an escape from her own torment. I dared not speak, fearing that any disruption might unleash a terror beyond my comprehension. Time lost its meaning as the minutes bled into hours, the road stretching endlessly before us. The atmosphere grew denser, laden with an oppressive weight that threatened to suffocate me. I glanced at the woman, only to find her figure flickering like a dying candle, her features twisting into an indiscernible mask of anguish. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end as I fought to keep the car steady on the unending stretch of asphalt. "I can't go back," she murmured, her voice barely audible over the haunting melody. "It's waiting for me." A surge of panic seized my chest, and I pressed harder on the accelerator, yearning to escape the sinister force that seemed to entangle us. But the road showed no signs of relenting, its twists and turns leading us deeper into a realm beyond my comprehension. Shadows slithered across the pavement, contorting into grotesque shapes that loomed over us like malevolent specters. Suddenly, the car sputtered and shuddered, its headlights flickering before plunging into darkness. Panic gripped my throat as I fumbled for my phone, its feeble glow offering little solace in the enveloping blackness. The woman's form dissolved into the shadows, leaving behind a trail of whispered echoes that resonated through the void. And then I saw it, a distant glimmer amidst the darkness, a faint light that seemed to beckon from beyond the horizon. With trembling hands, I stepped out of the car, my breath hitching as a frigid breeze whispered secrets of forgotten nightmares. The light grew brighter, casting a halo of hope that propelled me forward, away from the haunting highway and the mysteries it concealed. As I emerged from the abyss, I turned to glimpse the endless road one last time, but there was no trace of the woman or the desolate stretch that had ensnared us. The night air was still, the only sound the distant wail of the wind as it carried the echoes of a forgotten sorrow. With a final glance at the vanishing darkness, I stumbled toward the beckoning light, my heart heavy with the weight of an otherworldly encounter that would forever haunt my dreams. Story 2. The old lighthouse stood tall and proud at the edge of the cliff, its weather-beaten walls bearing witness to the passage of time. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a fiery glow across the ocean, young Lily's eyes widened in wonder. She had always been drawn to the lighthouse, its stoic presence a beacon of comfort in the tumultuous sea of her small coastal town. Every evening, Lily would watch the light sweep across the water, its rhythmic pulse a familiar melody that lulled her to sleep. But as she grew older, a sense of curiosity gnawed at her, urging her to uncover the mysteries that swirled around the lighthouse like a shroud. With determination burning in her chest, she set out to unravel the secrets that had remained hidden for generations. One brisk autumn afternoon, Lily gathered her courage and ventured toward the lighthouse, her footsteps crunching on the pebbled path. The salty air stung her cheeks, and the distant cries of seagulls echoed in the breeze. The lighthouse loomed before her, its weathered exterior a tapestry of stories waiting to be told. With each step, the ground seemed to shift beneath her, as though the very earth whispered cautionary tales of the enigmatic structure. Pushing open the creaking door, Lily was enveloped by a musty scent that clung to the walls like a forgotten memory. The interior was bathed in a soft, golden light that filtered through the stained glass windows, casting kaleidoscopic patterns on the floor. Dust motes danced in the air, adding to the ethereal ambience that surrounded her. She traced her fingers along the walls, pausing at faded photographs that depicted a bygone era of sailors and storm-tossed ships. The lighthouse keeper's log lay open on a worn desk, its pages filled with meticulous entries detailing the ebb and flow of the tides and the daily maintenance of the towering beacon. Lily's heart quickened as she skimmed through the delicate script, her mind reeling with the weight of history that clung to the weathered pages. As she delved deeper into the heart of the lighthouse, Lily stumbled upon a hidden staircase tucked behind a tattered tapestry. Its steps were worn and uneven, as though weary from the burden of secrets they had safeguarded for centuries. With trepidation, she ascended into the unknown, her hand trailing along the rough stone wall for guidance. A faint glow beckoned from the top of the staircase, casting a warm, inviting light that bathed the narrow passageway. Lily emerged into a circular room adorned with ancient maps and nautical instruments, their polished surfaces gleaming in the soft radiance. But it was the ornate telescope positioned by the window that captured her attention, its brass frame glinting in the amber glow of the setting sun. Lily peered through the telescope, her breath catching in her throat as the world outside came into focus. The sea stretched endlessly before her, its waves crashing against the rugged coastline in a mesmerizing ballet of power and grace. But it was the figure of a lone woman that drew her gaze, standing at the edge of the cliff with her hair billowing in the wind. The woman's eyes met Lily's through the lens, her expression a haunting mix of sorrow and longing. "Who are you?" Lily whispered, her voice lost in the whispering wind. The woman's lips parted as if to reply, but before Lily could discern her words, the image blurred and dissipated like morning mist. A chill swept through the room, and Lily shivered, her fingers trembling as she withdrew from the telescope. Something primal stirred within her, a sense of kinship that transcended time and space. Determined to uncover the truth, Lily returned to the town library, poring over dusty tomes that chronicled the history of the lighthouse and its keepers. She sifted through yellowed pages, piecing together fragments of a tragic tale that had faded into obscurity. It was the story of Eliza, the lighthouse keeper's daughter, who had vanished without a trace on a stormy night over a century ago. Whispers of a forbidden love between Eliza and a young sailor had swirled through the town, their fates forever intertwined by the relentless tides of the sea. Legend had it that Eliza had been consumed by grief after her lover's ship was lost to a tempestuous squall, her spirit forever bound to the lighthouse that had witnessed their fleeting romance. Armed with newfound knowledge, Lily returned to the lighthouse, her resolve unwavering as she climbed the weathered staircase to the lantern room. The air hummed with an otherworldly energy, crackling with the remnants of a love that had defied the boundaries of time. As she reached the pinnacle, she was greeted by a breathtaking vista of the ocean, its expanse stretching beyond the horizon in a boundless display of raw power and beauty. And there, at the threshold of the lantern room, stood the apparition of Eliza, her translucent form radiating a gentle luminescence that enveloped the room in a warm embrace. Lily's breath caught in her throat, her heart pounding with a mixture of trepidation and awe. "Why do you linger?" Lily asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Eliza's gaze softened, and a bittersweet smile graced her ethereal features. "I cannot leave the one place that holds the memories of my beloved," she murmured, her voice a delicate echo that resonated within Lily's soul. "But you, dear child, carry the flame of curiosity that can illuminate the shadows of the past." Lily's eyes widened, her pulse quickening with understanding. She had been chosen to be the guardian of Eliza's legacy, to ensure that her story would never fade into oblivion. With a surge of determination, Lily vowed to honor the spirit of the lighthouse, to keep its mysteries alive for generations to come. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky in hues of rose and gold, Lily descended the lighthouse steps, her heart light with the weight of a legacy that would endure the test of time. With every step, she felt a sense of purpose blossoming within her, a connection to a spirit that had transcended the boundaries of mortality. And as she stepped into the embrace of the waking world, the lighthouse stood sentinel at the edge of the cliff, its light pulsating with a renewed vigor, a beacon of hope that pierced the darkness and guided weary travelers home. For within its hallowed walls, the spirit of Eliza found solace in the company of a kindred soul, their destinies intertwined in the tapestry of an enchanted lighthouse that would forever hold the secrets of the sea. Story 3. In the heart of the sleepy town of Willow Creek stood an old, forgotten carousel, its paint chipped and its once vibrant colors muted by time. For as long as anyone could remember, the carousel had remained motionless, a relic of a bygone era that whispered of childhood laughter and dreams woven from the fabric of imagination. On a crisp autumn afternoon, young Emma stumbled upon the carousel, her eyes widening in wonder at the faded horses frozen in mid-gallop. The wind sighed through the abandoned fairground, carrying with it the faint echo of merry-go-round music that had long since faded into the silence of memory. With a sense of curiosity tugging at her, Emma traced her fingers along the intricately carved mane of a wooden steed, her heart quickening with the enchantment that lingered in the air. She could almost hear the distant laughter of children and the clinking of coins as they clamored for a ride on the majestic creatures that adorned the carousel's weathered platform. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow over the town, Emma returned to the carousel, a determined glint in her eye. With a gentle push, the carousel creaked to life, its long-forgotten melody weaving through the autumn air. The horses bobbed and swayed, their once dulled eyes gleaming with a renewed spirit that mirrored Emma's own. Laughter spilled from Emma's lips as she mounted one of the horses, its wooden frame warm beneath her touch. With a surge of exhilaration, she urged the carousel to spin faster, her hair whipping around her face in a wild dance of freedom and joy. The world blurred around her, the town fading into a tapestry of vibrant colors and fleeting memories that beckoned from the depths of her imagination. But as the carousel slowed to a gentle halt, Emma's laughter dissolved into a wistful sigh, her heart heavy with the weight of a fleeting moment that had danced on the edges of her consciousness. She gazed at the carousel, its paint shimmering in the fading light, and felt a pang of sorrow for the forgotten dreams that lay dormant within its weathered frame. Determined to breathe life into the carousel once more, Emma sought the help of her neighbors, rallying the town in a spirited effort to restore the faded beauty of the forgotten fairground. Together, they painted the horses in a riot of colors, their laughter echoing through the autumn breeze as they breathed new life into the carousel's weathered facade. With each stroke of the paintbrush, the carousel seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy, as though the very essence of childhood wonder had been reignited within its dormant heart. Children flocked to the fairground, their laughter a symphony that resonated through the town, infusing the air with a sense of joy that had long been absent. Emma watched from a distance, her eyes sparkling with pride as she beheld the carousel spinning once more, its vibrant horses carrying a new generation of dreamers on a timeless journey through the tapestry of their imaginations. The carousel had become a symbol of resilience, a testament to the enduring power of community and the unyielding spirit of hope. And as the seasons changed and the years passed, the carousel remained a cherished fixture in the town of Willow Creek, its legacy woven into the fabric of the community's collective memory. For within its faded walls, the forgotten carousel held the dreams of generations, a timeless testament to the enduring magic of childhood and the unwavering belief in the power of possibility.